What's up, Dub Nation? Welcome into Warriors Today by Chat Sports. Chase Sr. here with you. A lot to get to on today's show, and it's all about you, all of our loyal subscribers who left questions for me to answer on the community tab right here on our YouTube channel. Before we get started, though, just want to gauge the demographics here, the age range for all of you, and to see which Warrior is your favorite Warrior of all time. Drop us a name down below right now in the comment section. So we start off this mailbag with question number 1 coming in from MFE. I think the Warriors should sign DeMarcus Cousins for the vet min for size and depth in the front court, and he's already familiar with the system. And it's really interesting that you say that, MFE, because I was reading an article the other day. DeMarcus Cousins reached out to Warriors general manager Bob Myers, and he asked him why DeMarcus Cousins doesn't have a role currently in the NBA for the 2022-23 regular season. And Bob Myers was very honest with DeMarcus Cousins, a former Warrior who, when he was in his prime, was one of the best bigs that we've ever seen. And he said, I think that a lot of teams out there are really worried that DeMarcus Cousins is going to make a mistake. There's going to be a bad look. He's going to lash out. He has that unfortunate reputation in the NBA among some decision makers that this guy is going to be prohibitive to your locker room culture. But DeMarcus Cousins at this point, I do think, is somewhat of an underrated player as a backup big, maybe a third-string big in that particular role. And if there's one thing that I've thought about this year with the Warriors and what they've missed, and because James Wiseman is playing at the G League level a lot, they kind of lack some front court depth. So a player with familiarity who can spread the floor, knock down some threes, and I actually like the toughness and the swagger that he brings. Other people don't like it, think that he has an attitude problem. I like DeMarcus Cousins, though. So what do you think? Should the Warriors sign Boogie? Y for yes, N for no. Want you to let us know down below in the comment section. As always, we appreciate your basketball intellect. From Osprey Vision, number 1 question is, will the Dubs stick with James Wiseman? Do they look for another big or keep working on developing the kid? I think they're in a precarious situation right now where they might be forced into trading James Wiseman just because he's not yielding results right now, and that's what it's all about for the Warriors. They're coming off an NBA championship. Steph Curry is playing excellent basketball. He hasn't gotten the benefit of having Klay Thompson and Jordan Poole as a part of that rotation cast. And I think that the Warriors are looking for just better overall players who are more impact players right now. And James Wiseman doesn't fit that category. So when it comes time for the NBA trade deadline, and if the Warriors are looking for a big out there, a Myles Turner, a Jakob Poeltl, they have a legitimate trade piece and trade asset in James Wiseman. A lot of people will look at him and say, this guy's really young. This guy still has really good basketball left in him. He's just been a difficult situation because he's battled a lot of injuries. And then also, he can't crack a rotation for a team that has NBA championship aspirations. Before we continue to uncover all of the latest Warriors news, rumors, buzz, and answer your questions, today's show is sponsored by Fetch. 5,000 bonus points if you sign up at chatsports.com/fetch. It's super easy to use and free. It lets you earn rewards on anything that you buy. You can scan any physical receipt or e-receipt, and you will earn points for all of your purchases. And the process only takes mere seconds. You don't have to worry about where the receipt is from or what's on it. So let's show you how simple it is. All you have to do is open up the Fetch app. You press the orange camera button. You snap a photo of your receipt. Then you hit submit. And you'll see that confetti pop showing that you've earned more reward points. It's a very simple process. You can also click the e-receipt function to get rewarded for your Amazon purchases or other online shopping by syncing your email account. So basically, essentially with the Fetch app, you scan your receipts, you get points back for your receipts, and then you're able to turn those points into free gift cards with the simple action of pressing a button and taking a picture on the app. How many of you can we get to download the Fetch app? Because I promise you, if you like free gift cards to some notable stores out there, Fetch helps you get there to the promised land. Chatsports.com/fetch. Scan your first receipt. You get 5,000 bonus points back by using our link in our promo code. Next up on the docket, it's City Boy 5950. So, any chance of getting Dwight Howard to come back to the States to play with us? It's actually pretty ridiculous what Dwight Howard is doing right now in Taiwan. Like, he is balling out right now, but keep in mind that the level of competition isn't good. And I've said this a lot. Like, you got to give credit to Dwight Howard for how he's been able to really extend his NBA career, or at least was able to extend it, because as of right now, it's on hold. This is a guy who, in the 2020 season with the Los Angeles Lakers, played a pretty big role in that team winning the championship in the NBA bubble. 7.5 points per game, 7 rebounds, a block, shot 73% from the floor. He goes to the Philadelphia 76ers 2 years ago, and I thought that he was a pretty good backup for Joel Embiid. He's a guy who can block shots and protect the rim. So that's what Dwight Howard can bring. I would say that there are other better options out there, but we were just talking about another big, DeMarcus Cousins. Who's the better basketball player right now? It might be Dwight Howard, depending on what the Warriors are looking at in that front court spot. Make sure you subscribe to the channel because you can get featured on our mailbags, but also most importantly, stay in the know and get informed about everything happening on the Warriors front. Trying to get to 47,000 subscribers, 506 more. If you want to stay locked into the best Warriors coverage here on the entire internet, lock us in and subscribe today. David with this, are the Warriors going to get Myles Turner? He is a player that I'm interested in. He's a player that the last 2 years has been rumored to be on the trading block for the Indiana Pacers, who are actually in the playoff mix right now in the Eastern Conference. He's having, once again, a really good year, 17.5 points per game, 8 boards. He has led the NBA in block shots the last 2 years, and this year he's once again having production there with just protecting the rim and at the very least redirecting shots around the rim. I like him offensively too in terms of a fit, because he can also shoot some threes and is a very good athlete and adds a different dimension to that center position that a lot of bigs just out there do lack. You look at the big options that we've kind of covered here on the show: DeMarcus Cousins, Dwight Howard, as well as Myles Turner. That's 3 right there. So with that, if you could sign a big, who would it be? DC for DeMarcus Cousins, DH for Dwight Howard, MT for Myles Turner. If I'm looking at all these options here, obviously Myles Turner is the best one to trade for. Boogie and Dwight, they would have to be signees. Our guy Marquise Robertson, he's back. Do you see the golden buzzer? Warriors getting Zach Lavine. Oh, you mean the Golden State Warriors getting Zach Lavine. Are you calling them a buzzsaw? Because when they're playing well, they are a buzzsaw. I don't see that happening. I don't see how he's a fit. I don't see how the cost analysis makes a lot of sense here. The knee issues that he's still dealing with do concern me a little bit. And you look at the numbers, like, yeah, he's always going to be able to put the biscuit in the basket, 22 points per game. But with the volume that he shoots and how much the offense goes through him, 42.2% from the floor is not good at all. And it's going to require a steep and high price tag to trade for Zach Lavine. This is a player who's still coveted out there, so I do not see that happening. Appreciate all of you for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe. And thanks to all of you for getting those questions in. It's always one of the best parts of my day, being able to interact with all of you. So until next time, we'll catch you on the next Golden State Warriors Today.